Happy birthday, YouTube. Let's kick it. Those beautiful clouds. See my car over there, the trailer? That tall trailer is mine. You can't hardly see mine. That's why I buy my stuff at Home Depot. I get to park here. I got to get a couple washers over there that I forgot to get. Got my sunshade I got to install. Let's just kick it. Let's kick it. There's that bird singing. I just took off. Oh, there he is.
All right. Very good. We'll drive safe. All right, very good. I'll probably call you within an hour. All right. No, that's fine. Very good.
Hey, Swilheimer, how are you? Did you know it was YouTube's birthday today? 20 years old today. It's quite an accomplishment, isn't it? You know, I had computers in offices, businesses before I moved to Chicago, but I didn't know anything about them. When I moved there, I kept in touch with the secretaries I had. I remember in 1998, I called one. I said, I've been thinking about getting a computer. She said, I think you'd really like it. She said, you can go on and like find out about a lot of subjects and stuff like that. Get on the internet. I remember asking her, how do you do that? She told me, and I got on there. It was off to the races. Haven't had an organized car that I've whacked since it's Spend all my time on YouTube. House is a mess. Clothes. I just pulled out an extra clothes basket today. Other one's filled to the brim. Why so many clothes unwashed? Fucking around on YouTube. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I know things come up, Becca. That's no problem. I'm the same way. I tell people whenever you can, don't worry about it. People forget, you got shit to do, you don't feel like it, a lot of reasons. I tell people all the time when I leave my message or an email, hey, don't feel obligated, you got to say some shit. And when the time comes, do it. But I'm not sitting here getting pissed because I haven't heard from you. It's stupid. I've been partying ever since, so I'll tell you that. Going to pick up the repaired mower. Just be kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing, resident? I hate, I don't want to burden people with, you're trying to get a hold of them. I hate that, man. I know people get pissed, if you don't respond right away or something like that. Fuck that. That's my response to it. Fuck that. I'm not going to divulge location, but I know this person halfway through trans. They work at a coffee shop, and not this one. They want me to come out and party with them. I said I'm going to need to run by this Stephanie. Yeah, I can. It's funny you should say that because yesterday was a great day, and I'm sitting here at this Starbucks, and I can tell it's going to be a ball burner day, hot. I can tell already. As you know, it's the humidity level, which was super low yesterday, even though it got up to 86. But today I can tell. You know where you really notice the dogs panting? Inside or out. What part of Georgia are you in? Hey, Frisky. What part of Georgia are you in? What I like down here, one thing that comes to mind is the trees. It's just like a perfect place for trees to grow. Rain, humid, hot, not too much cold. They just grow like a son of a bitch. Especially these oak trees. I mean, it's so green around here. All these different shades of green. Well, I don't know where that is, Hiawassee. What's the nearest biggest city to you? I'm home about 20 miles away, Greensboro. I want to be home for a while, I think, which I'm fine with. I've been listening to the animals, the birds and the bees at night. I mean, I'm not complaining, but man, I don't understand more people not listening to those damn recordings. They got so much bullshit on YouTube. Fake, electronic sounds, bullshit. Here I get like legit recordings of this shit. No looping. And nobody listens to it. Which I'm fine with. But it just surprises me they don't. I'll go out and look around these other channels. I have like 8 million views, which I could give a fuck about, on not as good as stuff. It's looping. I mean, when you're laying there and you just want to relax and like hearing this bullshit, like frogs, spring peepers, whatever, I don't like it either. Whether it's airplane engines, birds singing, whatever, I don't like looping. I want to hear like new, continuous sounds. I don't know why, but I do. Oh, Young Harris. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's fake things, especially on a lot of the train and foghorn and all that bullshit. Yeah. They got sound machines now. They're pretty good, actually. I mean, it's better than nothing. You can tell mine are real because I don't. When I do those, what I do is, this recorder I got super sensitive. I don't know that much about sound recording. I'm getting better. But what I do is I take it and I put it in a program and I look for high spikes, like a bomb going off, a damn fire alarm. I don't get too much of that where I live. But what does happen on mine sometimes, I can tell what sounds were created through the whole 12 hours. The problem is I've got an older computer and it has a hard time keeping up with that much data, even though compared to video, sound files are small, even though it's 12 hours. But I'll put it on there, I'll look for spikes. And it's usually the wind, and I'll edit those out. It just sounds like papers ruffling. But I do notice, like in that 12-hour one that I uploaded the other day, that there's some long periods of hardly any sound. Well, that's the way it is in nature. Whatever happens. I'm hoping that there's some coyotes howling on there, but I'm not sure. Yeah, people are stupid, that's for sure. Hey, Sunkist, how you doing? You been smoking any food? Yeah, they sure are stupid. All you got to do is just watch drivers. Just some of the stupidest shit, man. I was reading some. If you're a commercial pilot, or really even a recreational pilot, and you do a runway incursion, man, it's like major fucking trouble. I did it one time, and it was typical reasons why you do it: fucking around in a hurry. My friend and I went and took a tour of a weather reporting facility, and it was in Flint, Michigan. And we flew up there at night, and snow was coming in, and I was like, having a good time learning this shit, but I was also worried about the snow because I didn't have an instrument rating. And finally we get the fuck out of there, and it's snowing like pretty good, and I look on the radar, and it's like I got about 15 minutes to get the fuck out of there, or I can't take off. And that's what kills people in airplane crashes. Especially if you rent. I didn't rent much. I did rent, but because I was lucky enough to buy my own airplanes. But it's a pain in the ass. It's almost impossible at a busy flying club to get it when you want. Like, say you want to take your girlfriend up to Mackinac Island. Well, the hour requirement's high because they don't want you flying your girlfriend up there for 2 hours and sitting up there, the airplane sitting up there for 2 days and not making money. So there's all sorts of restrictions on it. You better put 6 hours on it. Well, what am I going to do? Just fly in circles? Yeah, that's what you're going to do. It's either that, we're charging you for 6 hours no matter what. Well, I'd want to fly in circles rather than not. I'm paying 6 hours. So anyway, there's a lot of pressure when you're in airplanes, especially when you're renting. You're in a place like, I just gave you an example, Flint. The weather's trapped your ass, and who knows how long it's going to be for you to get the fuck out of there. You have no rental car. You don't even have a hotel. All this bullshit. So the pressure is on pilots, and believe me, they get killed all year long, all day long, and it will happen forever because of these reasons. It's just not as simple as, well, don't go, just stay there. You got a lot of pressure wanting to get the hell out of there for a number of reasons. Job. So anyway, the snow's coming in, and we get up there, and if you look on Flint right now, you'll see it's Bishop Airport. There are 2 runways that intersect at the base of them. It's weird. It's 21 and 23. And then they go off in the directions 230 and 210. But where you get on that runway for both of them is the same for a little ways, like 50 feet or something. It's straight crazy. So I'm taxiing out there, and it's starting to snow, and I'm nervous, and there's nobody around. It's dead silence. I mean, if I was going to fuck up, I picked a good night to do it. So we go out there, and I cleared the taxi to, I think it was 2-1. So I'm taxiing out there, and I'm coming up to that intersection. Being lazy, I didn't have the charts out. I wasn't really familiar with the airport. And I saw the hold line there, and it was kind of confusing, like 2-1, 2-3. It's like, what the fuck is this, I should have asked for progressive, which means they'll tell you All right, go forward. No pilot wants to do it because it makes you look like a dumbass. They'll tell you, well, okay, go straight, now take a right, just like you were driving a car. And guys are very reluctant to do that because you just look like a dumbass. So you don't do it. But I should have done that, and I didn't. So anyway, he clears me to taxi to 210, and it's snowing like a motherfucker now, and I'm trying to get out where I can head south. So I pull up there, and nobody around. They had the strobes on. And I pull up, and I'm like a little mixed up, and I look for aircraft. Nobody's around. And I pull up, and I knew right then when I did it, I fucked this up. I knew it. So what I did is I said, ready to go on 2-1. The controller came back, and he said, ready to go on 2-1. You're on 2-1. I told you to hold short of 2-1. It's like, fuck. I knew that. It was fuck now. Now, what usually happens is it's called a deviation. They give you a number to call, and then you finish yourself off with admitting to it. You're fucked. And when you get fines and problems with a pilot's license, it's not like cars. It's the biggest pain in the ass you've ever had in your life. First of all, it's federal. You go in front of federal magistrates. There's a limited amount of pilots. No one knows what the fuck's going to happen to you. You just knew that you shouldn't have done this shit. And you're just, am I going to get a suspension, a 60-day revocation? And then whenever you get aviation insurance, there's a little box. Have you ever been suspended, revoked, fined? It's like, fuck. Once you check that motherfucker, it's off to the races. For the rest of your life, you're going to be filling out extra bullshit over this fuck up you did. So I got on there, and he said, you're on to one. And I mean, my heart just sunk, even though nothing was close to happening. And I said to the guy, I apologize for that. I said I was a little confused here on 2-1, 2-3, burying myself because this is all recorded, and I really apologize. I said, if it matters, I really looked around, but I'm sorry, it shouldn't have happened. And he said, cleared to take off, and I got the fuck out of there. And they didn't give me a number. Nothing ever happened. Well, I was reading some blogs last night at airline pilots. You get one free get-out-of-jail card, one bite at the apple. It's called a NASA report. And the idea is that is compliance as opposed to penalties. Now, I know a guy that's dead now because he didn't have the approach charts into Windsor when he had an engine problem. And he didn't want to get fined when he landed there. He's dead. And this is what they're trying to keep from happening. So when you fuck up, you get one NASA report, like what I did. Back then, I didn't know about it or it wasn't available or something, so I didn't have that option. But as it turned out, nothing happened to me. But I was reading a blog last night about a guy that's flying Gulfstreams, and he taxied onto an active runway, and they gave him the number, and there's a whole debate whether or not you should call back or not. I mean, think about this. What would you do? There's no requirement to call back. And usually when you call back, you're just burying yourself, although you're not getting out of it anyway. They've got video, they've got audio. You got on a runway, an active runway you weren't supposed to, period. Whether you call up and talk about it or whether you don't, you're just as fucked. Now me, I would call back knowing this, because you might get a guy like I had. And the guy said, I'll just be more careful next time. And I was reading this blog anyway. This guy's flying a Gulfstream 5, and he wants to get into the airlines, and he got on an active runway, and he did the same shit I was going to do. And it kind of went from soup to nuts. And ever since 9/11, things that you could traditionally, like, weren't a big deal and don't do it again, are like a big fucking deal. Hey, Pug. Yeah, so, yeah, it's just funny. Nothing happened to me, thank God. I remember one time President Reagan was in Detroit, and Air Force One, the littler one, not the big one. Or maybe it was Nancy Reagan. Nancy, I don't know if it was him and her. But anyway, they got stuck in the mud turning on a taxiway. Oh, my God. I remember thinking, this motherfucker is never going to get out of ground school. It's a big-ass deal. You run off a runway, you get stuck. They have high-speed taxiways. I've seen guys think they were high, and that keeps traffic going. You're landing someplace busy. It's at a 45 instead of slowing down to nothing and turning right. And I've seen guys think they were turning on a taxiway like that, and it wasn't. It was the standard 90 degrees and ran off into the mud. So much bullshit. Oh yeah, they will burn your ass at any airport. Any airport. And it's the type thing right now. It's why people get drunk driving tickets now that they never used to get. Because back in the old days, the cops say, okay, call your buddy. You know, well, now they had a couple people they let go, and they killed people down the road, and an attorney got wind of it and sued him for negligence for allowing a drunk driver to drive. And everything's like that now. And it's kind of like that in aviation. If I was a controller, there's no fucking way I'd give somebody a break. First of all, it's not up to me. Secondly, you're not doing your job. And thirdly, any day the other shoe's going to drop. They're going to say, hey, Tom, I'd like to have him see you at noon tomorrow. You know, we're going to have the regional fucking controller in for a meeting. You know what that means. And it's true. They're going to say to you, you know, the other day there's a Learjet taxied on an active runway, and you didn't do anything about it. You didn't report him. You didn't give him a number. What the fuck are you doing up there? And it's like, yeah, the guy was nice. He apologized. Now you're fucked. So nobody's putting their head on the chopping block for somebody else anymore. Doesn't make any sense. And those tapes are held forever, and they can come back anytime they want and use it on you. So, you know, if somebody does something wrong, go through the protocol, or you're going to be in trouble too. I think this thing's stuck. Yeah, but this guy, and if you're a commercial pilot and you're trying to get it, here's the whole thing. It's like being in a mental institution. If you've got 1,000 people applying for a job, and 999 of them have not been in a mental institution, why would you hire the one that was? And it's kind of like that with flying. And anybody that knows anything about liability notices that if this guy piles up an airplane someday and gets killed, kills a bunch of people, some attorney is going to get a hold of that. It's like, hey, you guys were hiring pilots, you know, in 1912. Is that right? Yeah. And you got, 10,000 applicants. That's right. And did those 10,000 people have violations? Oh, hell no. Did some of them have violations? Yeah. You hired one, didn't you? That kind of shit. Because when you're in court, you don't have a chance to explain shit away, which makes you look bad. That's why attorneys get in people's ass and tell you yes or no. Because if you get to explain it, you're going to find out that it doesn't mean shit to begin with. And it doesn't make you look like some lying idiot. But when you're, relegated to yes and no, they can make you really look bad. Like, kind of like thing, do you still beat your wife? Yeah, I mean, these fucking lawyers are skilled at what they do. Oh, good for you, Sunkist. Yeah, it's just, it is. And now, like buzzing picnics and shit like that, where your friends are at, flying low, and you're good luck. It's so weird when you get charged in an aviation violation. You are kind of out there on your own. Like I said, it's federal. I mean, you're going to this court, you didn't even know where it is because it's federal, it's not local. And you get these magistrates, these federal magistrates that arraign you and have hearings for you, and they don't know jack shit about aviation, most of them. They're kind of fumbling around trying to figure out what the fuck to do. And the way aviation's set up, I mean, you got the deck stacked against you on blaming the pilot. It is. That's just the way it is. pilot should have done this, the pilot should have done that. The big one's failure to, let's see, how do they word that? Failure to maintain an adequate altitude. That means you splattered the fucking thing all over a cornfield with 10 people aboard. You know, they got a nice way of blaming you for everything. Like, you can fly over water low if there's no people, but I guarantee if that engine quits and everybody drowns but you'll wish you'd have drowned. Because they're going to say, why didn't you maintain a safe flying distance to land? To land. It's like, well, so I was fucking around, having fun. It's like, yeah, well, everybody's dead now because of it. If you'd have been at 3,000 feet, there's a chance they would have let this. It's this kind of shit. Aviation penalties and indiscretions and charges are a bitch, man. It's basically you got to unprove how you did something, and they're experts at who to charge and who not. So it's kind of like the feds with anything. When you're charged, they already know they got a locked up case, most likely. Yeah, unconscious, yeah. Well, I know the Sierra Nevadas get a lot of airplanes too, especially these stupid guys that build these airplanes by themselves. You know, with 100 horsepower, and they can't climb over them because of density altitude, and end up killing themselves and their wife. And it gets a lot of people. I had a Piper Tri-Passer at one time out. I wanted to experience it. It wasn't dangerous or anything. 135 horse, short wing. A lot of people killed themselves in those. There's plenty of places you can land where you can't take off. It's not much horsepower, and it's got a short wing. They hit trees. I know of a whole family that got killed at a summer picnic. But anyway, one time I was going down to Cincinnati, and I was by myself, and I thought, I'm just gonna, see how high I can get this damn thing. Just fucking around. And I got up to like 13,500 feet. And it didn't even seem like I was moving. And like, I remember touching the like control column, and like, it was just like kind of mushing around, floating like a balloon, as opposed to flying like an airplane. The air's thin. And that's just the worst airplane you could be in to expect any kind of performance of. Well, I think I'm going to get out of here. I think I can tell it's going to get hot today. So I hope you guys have a good day today. Party on. It's a broiler here. I don't know what time it is. What is it, about 11 or so? Yeah, it's going to be a hot one here in Georgia. So I hope everybody has a good day. And remember, 20 years today, YouTube started. It's their birthday. Yeah, it's YouTube's birthday. YouTube's birthday today. 20 years today. I haven't gotten a thing done since. Have a good day, Terry, Frisky. Rest you guys. Party on.